If you want to understand where America's next real estate boom is happening, don't look at luxury condos or suburban housing developments. Look at warehouses filled with servers. Look at massive windowless buildings surrounded by transformers and cooling towers. Look at data center campuses. Because in 2026, data center real estate has quietly become the hottest property market in America. And the reason is simple. Artificial intelligence has turned land with power access into digital gold. Let's start with demand. AI workloads require enormous computing infrastructure. Training large models and running real-time AI services demands thousands of high-performance chips operating continuously. Those chips don't sit in office buildings. They sit in specialized facilities designed for extreme power density, cooling, and connectivity. Every new AI model, every cloud expansion, every enterprise digital transformation project increases demand for data center space.
Right now, companies like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Meta are in an AI arms race, not just to build smarter models, but to build more infrastructure. They're spending hundreds of billions of dollars on new data centers, the giant warehouses that store and process the world's information. Just one of these facilities can use more electricity than a medium-sized American city. And the biggest AI-focused data centers, the ones filled with NVIDIA GPUs training trillion parameter models, can consume hundreds of megawatts of power on their own. To put that in perspective, a single hyperscale AI data center might use as much energy as 100,000 homes. Now multiply that by the hundreds of new data centers being built across the country, and you start to see the problem. The AI boom is colliding head-on with the limits of America's energy grid. In states like Virginia, Texas, and Arizona, the new frontiers of data infrastructure, utilities are sounding the alarm. Power demand from data centers has doubled in just 5 years. In Northern Virginia alone, home to the world's largest cluster of data centers, electricity consumption is expected to rise by more than 35% in the next few years. In Georgia, local power providers say new data center requests are coming in faster than they can handle. In Ohio and Iowa, officials are warning that grid expansions can't keep up with big tech's construction schedules. And it's not just electricity, it's location. Many of these data centers are being built near urban areas for better connectivity, but those regions already have stressed grids. Others are going up in rural states that simply don't have enough transmission lines to deliver power where it's needed. The result? A growing bottleneck that could slow the entire AI economy. Let's be clear, this isn't just about running computers. It's about energy economics. Every data center needs massive cooling systems, backup generators, and 24/7 uptime. That means steady, predictable power, something renewable energy still struggles to provide consistently. Solar and wind are growing fast, but they're intermittent. When clouds roll in or the wind dies down, servers don't have the luxury of powering off. That's why big tech is quietly turning to another solution, building their own energy ecosystems. Google has signed huge long-term contracts with wind and solar farms. Microsoft is investing in small-scale nuclear reactors. Amazon is buying up renewable credits and building battery storage systems. Some of these companies are even exploring direct partnerships with utilities to secure dedicated power lines for their data centers, effectively creating private sections of the grid. Because in the AI age, electricity isn't just a utility, it's a competitive advantage. But here's the dilemma. Even if big tech can afford to secure their own power, the rest of the grid still needs to keep up. The U.S. electrical infrastructure is old. Many of the nation's transmission lines were built decades ago. The permitting process for new projects can take up to 10 years. That's not fast enough for the AI boom. The demand curve is rising now, not in 2035. And unless something changes, data centers could start competing directly with homes, factories, and electric vehicles for available electricity. Some experts are already warning of localized energy shortages and higher prices in high-tech regions. We could end up in a strange situation where the very companies powering the digital future are straining the real-world systems that keep everything running. To make things even more complicated, there's a growing environmental backlash. Data centers don't just consume energy, They also use enormous amounts of water for cooling. A single large facility can use millions of gallons per day. In states facing droughts, that's sparking tension with local communities. Residents are starting to ask, why are we sacrificing our resources so a few tech giants can run AI models around the clock? The public perception problem is growing, and it's putting pressure on policymakers to regulate or tax AI-related energy use. That could add another layer of cost and friction to an already strained system. So what happens next? The tech industry is betting on innovation to fix innovation. New cooling methods, more efficient chips, and advanced grid technologies are being developed to curb the energy spike. Some companies are testing immersion cooling, submerging servers in special liquids to reduce heat waste. Others are experimenting with AI systems that optimize energy use, literally using AI to make AI cheaper to run. And in the longer term, small modular nuclear reactors, or micro-nukes, could provide clean, constant power directly to data centers without overloading public grids. But those solutions are still years away. In the meantime, the AI explosion is outpacing infrastructure. The demand for computing power is growing exponentially, far faster than the US can build power plants, transmission lines, or storage capacity. It's a race between two revolutions, the digital one and the energy one. So can America build enough power for the AI era? Maybe, Mom, but not easily. Because this isn't just about technology anymore. It's about physics, policy, and planning. The AI boom is exposing how fragile America's energy system really is, and how deeply the digital future depends on something very analog: electricity. If the power keeps flowing, AI will keep advancing. But if the grid falters, the entire boom could hit a wall. The irony is striking. We've built machines that can think, reason, and write poetry, but their fate still depends on something as old-fashioned as keeping the lights on. And that's the real data center dilemma. The future of artificial intelligence may be limited, not by imagination or innovation, but by power.